What's up, everyone? Today I want to talk about the sports viewing experience, some of the streaming services that are out there, and more specifically, the newest streaming option for consumers. This is called Venue Sports. Now, for those of you who haven't been paying attention over the last few months, this thing called Venue Sports is coming to market later this month, and it's being hosted by 3 services. We're talking Disney with ESPN, Fox with Fox Sports, and then of course you have Warner Brothers Discovery with TNT. Now the idea behind this is that those 3 companies, Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers, control about 70 to 75% of the US live rights here for sports. They're now going to combine those rights into one package and offer it as a singular streaming option to sports fans. The price is going to be $43 a month, which is super important because that means it's about $20 to $25 cheaper than a cable subscription through YouTube TV. Now, of course, you're not going to get everything for that because CBS and NBC aren't included. Those 2 networks alone have NBA games, they have a bunch of NFL games, and they obviously have college football too. So you have to be okay with missing 20 to 25% of the live sports rights in the US, predominantly catered in the NBA, NFL, and college football. You could, of course, go to market and buy Paramount Plus, Peacock, Netflix, Amazon, and get everything, but now you're looking at something that's around $100 to maybe $110 a month during the prime sports season. But the idea behind this is that there's a subsection of fans. Fox thinks there's probably about 5 million fans over the next 5 years that would be willing to sign up for this package because they don't care about reality TV. They don't care about news. They don't care about movies. They only want to watch sports, and they're willing to get a smaller package to save around $20 to $30 a month where they exclusively get sports access. Now, maybe that's true, but I think there's another way to look at this. One, I would say that Fox, Disney, and Warner Brothers probably really don't care if you think that $43 a month is too expensive for that anyways. And the reason they don't care for that is because they're already paying for these live rights. So essentially what they're doing is they're taking the rights that they've already paid for, repackaging them together, and then providing another touch point for you to go buy that at. ESPN is going to be launching their own direct-to-consumer service on streaming next year called ESPN Flagship. They obviously already have ESPN Plus. You can go through the cable network, and you can now do it through Venue Sports as well. The reason why this is important, though, is because they want to keep as many people on cable as possible for as long as possible, right? And if you look at Venue Sports and you think to yourself, $43 a month is too much to miss 20 to 25% of the sports calendar, that's great for them. They want you to stay on YouTube TV. They want you to stay with cable companies because it's a larger pie for them and it's much more profitable. So that is around 60 to maybe 70 million households today. If they can stop the bleeding on that at even 5% or 10%, that's a much better outcome for them than getting everyone else to go sign up for Venue. Now, there are a couple things that are important to note about Venue Sports. Obviously, I said it's going to be launching at the end of this month. For football season, it's $43 a month. And we also know some of the economics behind this deal as well, because each of those 3 companies, Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers, is going to be reportedly putting in about $400 million of cash into this joint venture for launch. Now, some of that will be used for marketing and everything else, but $400 million each. This is important because it also speaks to the affiliate fees that they're going to be getting from this venture. So the way cable works today, and again, some of you guys might already know this, but let me just explain it in the simplest terms possible. You pay $73 a month or whatever it is for YouTube TV. That money then gets split up to all of the different channels in the package. Currently, ESPN is the most expensive channel on cable. It costs about $10 a month for their affiliate channel. So whether you watch ESPN or not, you're paying ESPN $10 a month. Even if you don't watch a single second or a single game of it, $10 a month is part of the cable bundle. It's literally a bundle. They took individual channels, put them together, and charge you a price. Now, that debundling is happening, of course. But in this service, ESPN needs to be compensated because they have better rights than everyone else. I mean, if you think about TNT and Warner Brothers, they just lost the NBA. That's a huge chip in their bucket that is now gone. So, of course, what they're going to be doing is every time someone pays a fee to Venue Sports, it's going to be split to the different parties based on what their affiliate fees are on cable. So TNT, whereas they get paid about $2 a month from affiliate fees to ESPN's $10, they're only going to receive a fraction of that $43 a month compared to ESPN, who's obviously contributing more rights to the service. That's something to keep in mind. But the bigger story here actually is that this service may not launch at all. And I'll explain. So you guys probably have heard of Fubo and Fubo TV. Now, this is important because Fubo filed an injunction. They want to stop Venue Sports from launching at the end of this month. And the reason they're saying that is because they think it's unfair, they think it's anti-competitive, and they think it will create a monopoly because no one else has been allowed to create these skinny sports-specific bundles. If you think about cable distributors, they haven't been allowed to do it because they have to package their rights with everyone else in the cable package, whereas ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers are now going out on their own and doing this themselves. Fubo TV thinks it's going to cost them about 1.5 million subscribers. It's obviously going to cost them a ton of money, and they filed a lawsuit to get an injunction to stop the launch of this service later this month. Now, the judge has reviewed this. There are about 20 different testimonies in court, and they're going to be making a decision within the next week to maybe 10 to 15 days. Obviously, something needs to happen soon if they're planning to launch at the end of this month, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be big news either way, because on one hand, we either have this new sports streaming specific bundle, which may be sort of the future in some regard, but I doubt it's really going to get more than a handful, maybe 1 million, 2 million subscribers within the first 12 to 24 months. And then on the other end, if they block that, you're basically saying that the cable bundle is going to live on for a longer period of time, because you're not going to allow these three companies who own, again, 70 to 75% of the U.S. live sports rights to come together and create a monopoly where no one else can do that same thing. So this is going to be something to keep track over the next few weeks for sure, but certainly the coming months and even the coming years. Obviously, there's a lot of news coming out right now with U.S. sports rights in general, with NBC coming back to the game, taking the rights away from TNT. CBS and NBC weren't included in this package. Who knows why? There's some theories out there as to why that might not have happened, but you guys understand. This is a competitive space. It's only going to get more competitive. It's one of the main reasons why these team valuations are increasing so much. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys came out the other day. They're worth $10 billion today. That's primarily due to these huge national broadcasting rights that the NFL has signed, and everything is getting more distributed. If you think about the NFL a few years ago, it used to be on a few different broadcast channels. Now they have games on Netflix. They have exclusive games on ESPN+. They have games on, obviously, the broadcast networks as well. You need 6 different services and need to pay around $1,000 a year, a football season, including Sunday Ticket, to watch every single game, because even some of the international games are exclusively on certain networks. Netflix has their own games, and this is only going to get worse for the consumer, and it's something that I think people need to be paying attention to, because these rights are going up, and they're going up fast.